upon a time there lived a man who had 3 daughters.
Buy me a beautiful dress, something with lots of ruffles around it.
And buy me shoes. Be sure to get the latest style.
Well, I'll try. That's all I can promise. Maria, anything for you?
I don't need anything.
She always says that.
I know.
There must be something I can buy you.
No, Father, but thank you just the same.
Maria, it would make me very happy to bring you home a present. Just name anything, please.
Let's see. Oh, I know. Father, could you bring me home a pretty red rose?
Huh? A red rose? But I wanted to bring you something special.
But, Father, that would be special.
Well, I know how much you love roses. I'll get one.
Maria's father arrived in town, determined that his youngest and dearest child should have a rose.
I would like a red rose.
Roses don't grow at this time of year. Actually, I sold my last one months ago. Come back when it warms up.
But I promised my daughter.
The dear man bought the items his older daughters had asked for and began his journey home. He was disappointed not to have a gift for Maria, for he feared this might be his last trip into town.
Oh, what a beautiful estate. What? This is very strange. It's snowing on one side of the mansion, and on the other there's green grass and a beautiful garden. How can that be? I see.
The gate was unlocked, and the amazed man entered without thinking. He began to wander down a very unusual path. The gray-white of winter to his right, and the brilliant hues of summer on his left.
Huh? My goodness, what beautiful roses. It's a miracle. I'm sure no one will mind if I pick one for my daughter. I hope you don't mind my taking this rose. You have so many.
I do mind. Give me back my rose right this instant.
Oh, please let me keep it. I promised my youngest daughter I would bring her home a red rose, and this is the only place I could find one in this free world.
Every rose is valuable to me, and if you refuse to give it back, I will take your life.
Oh, isn't there some way we can work this out?
Well, yes, I can spare your life on one condition. Your daughter, who has such a great desire for my red rose, must consent to be my wife.
Not Maria, I can't let go. Oh, let go, you're choking me. I can hardly breathe. All right, I agree. You can have her hand in marriage.
You have 8 days, no longer, to return with your daughter.
All right, I'll bring Maria back in 8 days if that's what you want. Now, please, just let me go. I'll give you my word.
Remember, you have 8 days.
The poor man had never been so frightened. He kept trying to convince himself that it was only a bad dream. But the rose was real, and he feared the beast was too. But now, safely inside his house, he had no intention of ever going back.
These darling shoes are just the right size. How did you ever figure it out, Father?
A lucky guess. Your turn, Maria. Here, look.
Oh?
Go ahead, open it.
I can't believe it. It's my red rose. Oh, Father, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm so happy.
You're welcome.
I'm amazed you could find one. They're out of season. Wherever did you buy it, Father?
There's only one florist in town.
I've never heard of roses in the winter. It seems to me almost like...
It's magic.
Yes.
Yes, my daughter, it must be magic indeed.
Remember, 8 days. That's all the time you have.
Why am I so worried? He can't harm us. He doesn't even know where we live. And I'm certainly not taking Maria anywhere near him.
As each day passed, the lovely red rose unfolded its petals and blossomed. As it did so, it gave off a radiant light. And in this light, Maria grew more beautiful too. Her father was pleased and had almost forgotten about the beast as the evening of the 8th day came.
Maria, this is the best soup you've ever made. Now, who?
It's very rude of someone to knock at our door at dinner time.
You're right. Let's not answer it.
Somebody might be in trouble. Yes, I'm coming.
No, Maria, tell them to go away.
That's mean, Father. The poor soul could freeze to death on our steps. I must let him in.
No, Maria. No, Maria.
Oh, Father.
Go out the back window.
Huh? Why should I run away?
Just do it.
Has he come to harm us?
Why is he growling?
I waited for you. You didn't keep your word.
Leave us alone. How dare you barge in here? Now, get out.
said I could have your daughter.
Father, does he mean me?
Yes, only I never meant it. Take my life, but please don't touch my daughter.
So be it. If that's the way you want it, you broke your word. Now you must pay the price with your life.
Oh, Father, what is this monster talking about?
I stole your red rose from his garden and he caught me.
You stole it?
I wanted you to have your rose so much. His garden was the only place I could find one. He wanted my life or your hand in marriage as payment.
I can't believe it. Let him go.
Maria, stop. You must run away before this...
Please let go of him, please. Please don't hurt him. This is all my fault. You see, he stole that rose for me. Leave him be. I'll go with you.
No, Maria!
I promise to marry you, and you can have your rose, too. Just leave my father alone.
Maria's promise saved her father's life, but at the same time destroyed her beloved red rose. Before her father could regain his strength, the beast whisked Maria off to his mansion. There she waited in dread of the wedding day that would come to pass. The beast had picked a beautiful bouquet of roses for Maria, but she was terrified when she saw his face coming toward her.
Please, Maria, don't be frightened. Here, for you. Maybe I could put one in your hair. Oh.
Leave me alone. I don't want them. I hate them.
Maria's heart was so full of sadness that it filled the room, turning the roses to ashes.
Maria,
Huh?
why don't you eat something?
No.
Well, could you please serve me some dinner? It's okay.
The poor beast was sad, and hungry too, as his food had turned to ashes because of all of her tears. You see, this was a magical mansion, where emotions have the power to affect the atmosphere. The beast went out to pick some roses to cheer himself up. He noticed that a petal had fallen into the water, and as he leaned over to retrieve it, he was startled by his own hideous reflection. The sight of his ugly face so angered and depressed him that he left the garden. As Maria watched, she realized that the beast couldn't help the way he looked. This realization made her fear of him vanish, and in its place she felt compassion. For the rest of the day, Maria tried to sort out her feelings about her beastly fiancé. She sat for hours, lost in thought. Suddenly, music filled the air around her. The beautiful sound seemed to come from the picture over the fireplace. Maria could hear the sweetness of each heavenly instrument, and as she continued to listen, she was filled with peace and a gentle happiness she had not felt since she came to this place. Meanwhile, the beast thought about his beautiful Maria, and his depression faded. He opened the door of her room, hoping to gaze upon her lovely face. Much to his delight, he saw happiness, and he heard the music too. He knew that it pleased her very much.
Maria, come
Where
with
are you
me.
taking me? Let me go.
There now.
Huh?
You sit down here, Maria.
Oh, but, what?
Ready? Now.
Maria was quite speechless and couldn't take her eyes off the beast as he conducted his magical instruments. Shortly, the whole mansion was alive with music. The beast was having a wonderful time, and soon Maria was too.
It's so lovely. Oh, pretty.
Thank you.
Maria felt so much happiness that she forgot all about the beast's repulsive looks and was drawn closer to him. A new gentleness had come over him, too. He quietly left Maria to enjoy the music and went off to attend to his chores.
Come on, little friends. Come here, little friends. Come and get it.
Maria watched with delight as the little birds perched on the beast and ate. They weren't the least bit afraid of him. A fox showed up for dinner, too, and even a little weasel. For a moment, Maria thought the beast was going to take a bite out of him, but the growl was just a greeting sound which assured the weasel protection from the fox while he ate. They all felt safe with their huge friend.
Oh, they like you.
Yes. Say hello to Maria.
They're wonderful. Thank you for sharing them with me.
It was in that moment of laughter that Maria and the beast became good friends.
Don't worry, I'll fix it. We better wrap it up. Give me your hand. There now. That'll protect it. But you need to come inside now and wash it out thoroughly so you won't get an infection. It's time to wash up for dinner anyway.
The poor beast was grateful to get some food finally. He had not eaten in days, for Maria's tears had ruined each meal.
Here, I hope you still have room for this.
Yes. This is delicious.
You certainly have a good appetite. But it must be very difficult to eat with that hood covering your face all the time. I'm not afraid of you now.
I'm glad.
Me too. Now off with that hood. I'll help you with it.
Maria had touched the beast's heart and found a warm and gentle spirit inside. Knowing he was embarrassed about his looks, she decided to make him a new shirt without a hood to help him accept his face. She wanted him to be happy just as he was, for his spirit was more important than his appearance.
These roses smell beautiful. So pretty. There. Let's fill every room with them. And this one, and just a few more, and we should have enough. Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Maria put roses everywhere. Even the musical instruments were decorated with them, and they played magically all evening long, while the beast danced with his little beauty, Maria. They made a strange-looking couple, but they were having such a wonderful time together, they never even noticed. Later that evening, Maria had a disturbing dream. Maria couldn't sleep the rest of the night, and the next morning the dream was still disturbing her.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Would you like to have some more porridge?
No. What's bothering you? Did I do something?
No, it's just that I'm terribly worried about my father. Last night I dreamed that he needed me. I was wondering if there was some way I could go see him. Pretty.
Come here.
Is this why you brought me in here?
Uh-huh.
But how will this help me see my father?
Here. Push on the mirror, Maria.
Oh, Father, speak to me, please. Tell me what's happened.
Where's Maria? Maria.
I'm
wanted to let Maria go see her father, but he knew he could lose her, and that would cost him his life. But he loved her.
Say yes.
You can go, but you must come back.
Oh, please believe me. I want very much to come back.
Ah. You must promise to return to me here in 8 days.
8 days it is. I'll be back. I promise to keep my word.
Her father's health had been failing for years, and now the time had come for him to say goodbye.
We're here, Father, by your side.
Don't worry, we'll take good care of you.
Father! Huh? Father, Maria's here.
Yes. Hello, Father. I've come home.
Oh, Maria, you've come to say goodbye. I'm so happy.
What's the matter?
I think he's gone.
Father, wake up. Please, Father. Can you hear me? Say something. I love you, my dearest Father. I love you.
It isn't easy to say goodbye to someone you love. They would miss him dearly, but the memories of their father would live on in their hearts forever. Maria decorated his grave with the lovely red roses she had brought, and each day the girls visited the tomb to say their goodbyes silently and to wish his spirit well as it soared on its journey.
Oh, I wonder why these roses are suddenly dried up.
They've been here 9 days. I don't think they're supposed to last longer than that.
I must go.
What's the matter with you, Maria?
It's been 9 days, and I told the beast I'd be gone for only 8.
Maria, you can't go back to that monster. You're talking crazy.
Helen's right. You belong home with us now.
But I promised him I'd come back to him in 8 days.
You're out of your mind. Don't be foolish. He's just an ugly creature. Come back.
Maria raced toward the mansion as fast as her legs would carry her. A sudden fear welled up in her heart as she hurried along. She wasn't sure whether she feared for her own life or for that of the beast. As she opened the gates of his estate, a fierce blizzard surrounded her. Ice was covering everything, and the wonderful summer garden was gone. She fearfully went inside and was almost overwhelmed by the raging storm within. But where was the beast? And then she saw him.
You have to get up. Oh, please be all right. Can you hear me? Get up. I broke my promise. Forgive me, my dear one. I never meant you any harm. If only I knew a magic spell. I could turn back time, and then you'd be all right again. I love you.
Maria did not know magic, but she did have a power, the power of love. And her tears of love were as strong as magic. The whole room took on a warm glow, and everything changed before her eyes.
What is it? What's happening?
Oh, you've come back.
What?
Why are you looking at me so strangely? Is something wrong?
What happened to my beast? I love him.
Huh? What? The spell, you've broken it, my darling.
Huh? I don't
A spell had turned me into a beast, but you were able to love the real me inside, no matter how ugly I looked. That love was the only power strong enough to break the spell. Come with me. Let's bring this castle back to its full beauty.
Maria thought she was dreaming and kept waiting to wake up. But it wasn't a dream. There was magic all around. Her dress became a gorgeous gown, and life returned everywhere. Even live musicians began to play. And as the cloud of evil was lifted from the castle, the snow melted from every garden. Hundreds of red roses bloomed anew as the air was filled with happiness.
Come here. Now, little friends, you'll be witnesses. Maria promised to be my wife and princess.
Yes, my love, of course.
I'll be the happiest man alive.
The little birds flew off to tell everyone in the land that Maria and the prince were to be married. As a matter of fact, I'm able to tell you this whole story because a little bird told me, too.